Hello everyone, welcome back to Nomo Studio. So in this video, ay magre-review naman po tayo sa ratio and proportion. And by the way, kung gusto niyo po ng mga practice test regarding sa ratio and proportion, you can check the description for the link of the video. So now, let's start. Bago po ang lahat, kilalanin muna natin kung sino nga ba si ratio. Sabi sa definition, a ratio is a way to compare two quantities by division. It tells us how many times one value contains another. It can be expressed in various forms such as A to B, A is to B, or A over B. So kapag nakakita po tayo ng isang fractional form, that is an example or that is considered a ratio. Next, proportion. A proportion states that two ratios are equal. It is an equation that shows two ratios are equivalent, like A is to B equal to C is to D, or A over B which is equal to C over D. So again, pag ratio, isang fraction lang. Okay? Pag proportion, dalawang fractions with an equation or an equal sign in between. That is a proportion. And now, kilalanin naman po natin ang three common types of proportions na ito. First, we have direct proportion. Two quantities are in direct proportion when they increase or decrease in the same ratio. For example, the cost of an item is directly proportional to the number of items bought. So, ibig sabihin lamang po niyan, kung mas marami tayong bibilhin ng mga items, of course, the higher it costs. Next, inverse proportion. Two quantities are in inverse proportion when one quantity increases as the other decreases, and vice versa. For example, the speed of a vehicle is inversely proportional to the time taken to travel a fixed distance. So, ibig sabihin po niyan, kung mas matulin ang takbo ng isang sasakyan, the less time it takes to travel a fixed distance. At kapag mabagal naman yung takbo ng sasakyan, the more time it takes to travel. And lastly, we have partitive proportion, or also known as a proportion by parts. It is used when a quantity is divided into parts that are not necessarily equal. It involves dividing a whole into parts based on a given ratio. Mas maiintindihan pa po natin ang mga different types of proportions na ito sa mga susunod na slides. And now, let's take a look at an example. The cost of apples is directly proportional to the weight you buy. If 1 kilogram costs $2, then how many kilograms will cost $10? So paano po natin sagutan yung ganitong klaseng tanong? Again, 1 kilogram daw, nagkakahalaga ng $2. Pero ang tinatanong sa atin ngayon, ilang kilograms kaya kapag nagkakahalaga na ng $10? So 1 is to 2, kasi nga 1 kilogram costs $2. So 1 is to 2 or 1 over 2, which is equal to n over 10. So, yung mga nasa numerators, yan yung number of kilograms. Yung mga nasa denominators, yan yung cost of apples. So, again, 1 kilogram, nagkakahalaga ng $2. Ang tanong sa atin, ilang kilograms kaya kapag nagkakahalaga ng $10? Now, to solve for the value of n, just cross-multiply. So 2 times n, that is 2n. 1 times 10, that is equal to 10. To solve for the value of n, just divide 2 to both sides. So divided by 2, divided by 2. So 2 divided by 2, that is already n. So 10 divided by 2, and that is equal to 5. Therefore, our n is equal to 5. That means 5 kilograms cost $10. Ganyan lang po kadali sagutan. And now let's take a look at another example. The amount of paint needed is directly proportional to the area you want to cover. If 2 liters cover 10 square meters, then how many liters will cover 20 square meters? Same procedure. Again, sabi po dito, 2 liters cover 10 square meters. That means 2 is to 10. Then, how many liters? So, si P, ito yung variable natin. Anyway, you can use any letters in the alphabet. So, dito ginamit ko si P. Kanina, sa first example, N. Again, how many liters will cover 20 square meters? So, P is to 20. Again, cross multiply. So, 10 times P, that is 10P. 2 times 20, that is 40. So, 10P which is equal to 40. To solve for the value of P, just divide 10 to both sides. So, divided by 10, divided by 10. 10 divided by 10, that is 1. So, P na lang. 40 divided by 10, that is 4. So, our P is equal to 4. Therefore, 4 liters will cover 20 square meters. So, now, let's proceed with inverse proportion. Example. The time taken to travel a fixed distance is inversely proportional to the speed of travel. If you travel at 60 kilometers per hour, it might take 2 hours. But at 120 kilometers per hour, it would only take how many hours? So same procedure. Again, 60 kilometers per hour would take 2 hours. That means 60 is to 2. 60 kilometers per hour is to 2 hours, which is equal to 120 kilometers per hour is to T. Itong T, ito yung variable natin. That represents the number of hours. So, ang gagawin po natin kapag inverse proportion na, imo-multiply lang po natin itong dalawa at saka ito. So, that means 60 times 2 and that is equal to 120. Dito naman sa kabila, 120 times T and that is equal to 120T. And to solve for the value of T, just divide 120 to both sides. So divided by 120, divided by 120. That is equal to 1. So 1 which is equal to T. So that means it would only take 1 hour kapag 120 kilometers per hour ang speed of travel. So ganyan lang po kadali sagutan. Kanina sa direct proportion, iba yung pamamaraan, nag-cross multiply tayo. Kapag inverse proportion na, imo-multiply lang ito pareho. Kung fractional form ito, halimbawa, 60 is to 2, di ba? 60 over 2 or 60 divided by 2. So, i-multiply nyo lang po si numerator and denominator. Dito naman, kung fractional form ito, di ba 120 over T. So, i-multiply mo lang si 120 na numerator sa denominator na T. Another example. If it takes 4 days for 2 laborers to finish painting a 40 square meters wall, then it takes 1 day for how many laborers to finish painting the same wall? Again, 4 days for 2 laborers. So that means 4 is to 2, which is equal to 1 or 1 day is to N. Itong N, ito yung hinahanap natin, which is the number of laborers to finish painting the same wall. So again, nasa inverse proportion tayo. That means we need to multiply 4 by 2. So 4 times 2, that is 8. 1 times N, that is 1N. Or simply, our N is equal to 8. That means we need 8 laborers to finish it in 1 day. So kapag fractional form, same instance, di ba? 4 is to 2 or 4 over 2. 1 is to N or 1 over n. Again, multiply the numerator kay denominator. So 4 times 2, that is equal to 8. 1 times n, that is equal to 1n. So our n is simply 8. So they have the same result. I hope that's clear. So now let's proceed with partitive proportion. So we have here an example for partitive proportion. A prize of $1,200 is to be divided among 4 winners in the ratio of 1:2:3:4. Now, find the share of each winner. So para masagutan po natin dito, pagdating sa partitive proportion, ang gagawin lang po natin is i-equate muna natin itong 1:2:3:4 sa $1,200. So that means 1:2:3:4, which is equal to $1,200. Next, lagyan naman po natin ng variable ang bawat numbers na ito except kay 1,200. So itong ratio lang na 1:2:3:4. So magiging 1x plus 2x plus 3x plus 4x. Anyway, you can use any letters in the alphabet. Sa akin lang, ginamit ko dito si x. Mas common kong ginagamit si x when solving math problems. So i-add lang po natin yan lahat. 1x plus 2x, that is 3x. Plus 3x, that is 6x, plus 4x, and we have a total of 10x, which is equal to $1,200. To solve for the value of x, simply divide 10 to both sides. So divided by 10, divided by 10. 10 divided by 10, so x na lang yung natira. 1,200 divided by 10, and that is 120. So our x is simply $120. Now, find the share ng bawat winner. So paano ba? Isa-substitute lang po natin itong x sa ating mga variable dito sa 1x, 2x, 3x, and 4x. And now let's substitute the value of x. Diba yung x natin is 120. That means 1 times 120, 2 times 120, 3 times 120, and 4 times 120. Okay, so ayan. 1 times 120, that is 120. 2 times 120, that is 240. 3 times 120, that is 360. 4 times 120, and that is 480. So again, a total of $1,200. Therefore, the winners will receive $120, $240, $360, and $480. So, ibig sabihin nito, kapag itotal natin yan lahat, $1,200. So, yan po ang partitive proportion. And now, let's have our last example for partitive proportion. A family's monthly budget of $700 is to be allocated to 3 expenses: rent, groceries, and utilities, in the ratio of 2:3:2. Again, first step po natin is i-equate muna natin ang ratio na ito sa $700. So we have 2:3:2, which is equal to $700. Next, lagyan lang po natin ng variable ang bawat numbers dito sa ratio na ito at i-add up. So we have 2x plus 3x plus 2x, which is equal to $700. So 2x plus 3x, that is 5x, plus 2x, and that is 7x, which is equal to $700. And to solve for the value of x, simply divide 7 to both sides. So divided by 7, divided by 7, and our x is simply $100. So ngayon, meron na po tayong value ni x. I-substitute naman po natin ito sa bawat variable dito kay 2x, 3x, and 2x. So, let's substitute dito sa 2x, 3x, and 2x. 2 times 100 plus 3 times 100 plus 2 times 100, and that is equal to $700. 2 times 100, that is 200. 3 times 100, and that is 300. 2 times 100 again, and that is 200. So a total of $700. Therefore, a family's monthly budget of $700 is allocated to $200 for rent, $300 for groceries, and $200 for utilities. So ganyan lang po kadali sagutan ang partitive proportion.